Hey everyone, get ready to dive into the wildest Hollywood drama that's got the whole world buzzing. This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a full-on blockbuster saga with A-list stars, shocking accusations, and twists that'll leave your jaw on the floor. We're talking about Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni, caught in a legal storm that's rocking Tinseltown like never before. This story is so juicy. You'll want to stick around until the very end to catch every single detail. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment of this roller coaster, so grab a snack and let's get started. Picture this: Blake Lively, the golden girl of Hollywood, known for her charm, style, and roles in hits like Gossip Girl and A Simple Favor. She's always had that perfect, untouchable vibe, right? But right now, she's at the center of a $400 million lawsuit that's anything but glamorous. It all stems from her work on It Ends With Us, a romantic drama based on a best-selling book. She starred in the film, directed by and co-starring Justin Baldoni, who's known for his work in Jane the Virgin and his advocacy for personal growth. What should have been a career highlight has turned into a legal nightmare, with accusations flying left and right. And Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband and the king of snarky charm, is tangled up in it too. This isn't just a courtroom battle. It's a public spectacle that's got everyone picking sides. So, how did this all start? Let's rewind to the set of It Ends With Us. The movie was a big deal, with a built-in fan base from the book and a starry cast. Blake played Lily, a woman navigating love and abuse, and Justin was both her co-star and director. On the surface, it looked like a dream project, but behind the scenes, things were falling apart. Blake filed a lawsuit claiming Justin sexually, harassed her on set, and retaliated when she called it out. These are serious allegations, and they sent shockwaves through Hollywood. But Justin didn't just sit back. He hit back with a countersuit, accusing Blake and Ryan of defamation and extortion. He says they made up these claims to ruin his reputation and take control of the movie. It's like a plot twist straight out of a thriller. Now here's where things get spicy. Ryan Reynolds is trying to slip out of this mess. On March 18th, he filed a motion in a New York court to be dismissed from Justin's lawsuit. His defense? He says anything he said was just satire, jokes, not meant to be taken seriously. His legal team is banking on the fact that satire is protected under the law, especially when it's clearly meant as commentary or humor. If they can convince the judge that Ryan's words were just playful jabs, he might walk away without a scratch. It's a classic celebrity move. Try to dodge the drama and keep your image clean. But there's a problem. This lawsuit isn't just about defamation. There's an extortion claim, and that's a whole lot harder to shake off. Let's dive into this extortion angle because it's the heart of the drama. Justin's lawsuit claims that Blake and Ryan tried to use damaging information to gain control of It Ends With Us. Not for money, but for power. Specifically, creative control over the film's production. The allegation is that they threatened to leak sexual harassment accusations against Justin unless he handed over the reins. In legal terms, extortion doesn't always mean demanding cash. It can be about forcing someone to do something through threats, like giving up control of a project. If Justin's team can prove this, it's a major blow to Blake and Ryan. The court doesn't need to see money changing hands, just the intent to pressure someone with harmful info. And that's exactly what Justin's claiming happened. What's the evidence so far? We're still in the early stages, but things are about to get wild. The discovery phase, where both sides have to share emails, texts, and other communications, is looming, and it could change everything. There's already talk about messages between Ryan and Hugh Jackman that might be a game changer. Yes, that Hugh Jackman, the guy who's been Ryan's buddy in Deadpool and Wolverine. People are buzzing that these messages could show Ryan and Hugh discussing using accusations as leverage against Justin. If that's true, it's a bombshell that could destroy Ryan's "it was just a joke" defense. He's trying to play it cool, but if those texts surface and show any kind of coordination, he's in deep trouble. Speaking of Hugh Jackman, his involvement is raising all kinds of questions. He's not as deeply tied to the lawsuit as Ryan, but his name coming up is making people curious. Was he part of some bigger plan, or is he just caught in the crossfire? We don't know yet, but the fact that he's even mentioned shows how far this drama reaches. Hollywood's a tight-knit world, and when a lawsuit like this hits, it pulls in everyone. Discovery is going to be like opening a treasure chest of secrets. Emails, voice memos, maybe even some shady group chats. This is why fans are so obsessed with this case. It's not just about the law, it's about what's hiding behind the curtain. Now, let's focus on Blake Lively. She's the one driving this whole storm, and it's starting to look like she might be in over her head. Her lawsuit against Justin was a bold move, but Justin's countersuit came with serious receipts, hundreds of pages of evidence that tell a different story. One of the most jaw-dropping moments is about a scene from It Ends With Us. Blake claimed Justin showed her explicit content on his phone during filming, which sounds horrifying. But Justin's team released raw, uncut footage from the set, and it completely flips the script. That explicit content? It was a birth video of Justin's wife, a deeply personal moment that had nothing to do with what Blake described. The footage doesn't match her story at all, and it's making people question everything she said. The public's reaction to this is off the charts. Social media is a battlefield right now. Some fans are Team Blake, saying she's bravely standing up against harassment. Others are Team Justin, arguing that Blake and Ryan are playing dirty to control the narrative. Then there's Ryan, who's trying to stay out of the spotlight, but can't quite escape. Every new piece of evidence, every court filing, sparks more debates. Hashtags are trending, X posts are blowing up, and everyone's got an opinion. It's not just a lawsuit anymore. It's a cultural phenomenon. People are dissecting everything, from Blake's anxious appearance at the A Simple Favor 2-1 premiere to Ryan's cryptic social media posts. This is Hollywood drama at its absolute peak. But this isn't just about Blake, Ryan, and Justin. This lawsuit is ripping apart friendships and shaking up Hollywood's elite. Take Brandon Sklenar, an actor who was riding high, appearing in skits with Ryan and Hugh, and soaking up the fame. When the lawsuit dropped, he went radio silent. He could have stepped back, admitted he got caught up in the moment, but instead, he's doubling down, refusing to say he was wrong. Why? Probably because he's tied to Blake through Hollywood connections, maybe even her agency. Burning those bridges could end his career before it really starts, so he's staying quiet, even if it's making things worse. This is the kind of pressure this lawsuit is putting on everyone involved. Then there's Taylor Swift. Yep, she's in this too, sort of. Her name came up because of her friendship with Blake, but now there's talk that she's pulling away. An article dropped saying Taylor feels used and wants nothing to do with this mess. Whether that's true or not, it shows how toxic this situation has become. Even someone as powerful as Taylor Swift is stepping back, realizing this drama is too much. And it's not just celebrities. Media outlets like the New York Times, which initially gave Blake a platform, are now trying to distance themselves. Blake's losing allies left and right, and it's starting to feel like she's standing alone in the eye of the storm. Let's take a step back and ask, why is this lawsuit so addictive? It's not just about the legal arguments, it's about power, control, and the ugly truth of how Hollywood operates. Blake's always wanted to be a true A-lister, someone like Reese Witherspoon, who runs projects and calls the shots. But unlike Reese, who built her empire with talent and strategy, Blake's moves feel driven by ego. She wanted control of It Ends With Us, and when she didn't get it, things got messy. This lawsuit is her trying to flex her influence, but it's backfiring big time. The more evidence comes out, the more it looks like she twisted the truth to paint herself as a victim. That's a dangerous game in an industry where perception is everything. Ryan's got his own baggage in this. He spent years perfecting his image as the charming, quick-witted guy everyone loves. But this lawsuit is exposing cracks in that facade. There's even talk about his past with Scarlett Johansson, his ex-wife. Apparently, he's still competing with her in weird ways. Scarlett's directing a film with Wayfarer Studios, and suddenly Blake wants to direct it too. Scarlett's working with Channing Tatum, and out of nowhere, Ryan pulls Channing into his project. Coincidence? Maybe, but it feels like Ryan's trying to outshine Scarlett, and Blake's feeding into it. This lawsuit might be about Justin Baldoni on the surface, but underneath, there's a deeper layer of insecurity and rivalry driving it. Back to the legal side, things are getting hotter by the day. Justin's team dropped that bombshell footage, and they're not stopping there. They're talking about launching a whole website full of evidence, texts, emails, maybe even more videos. They've got a big meeting planned, and it sounds like they're ready to go all out. Blake's team is calling it retaliation, but Justin's side says it's about setting the record straight. Meanwhile, Ryan's lawyers are fighting tooth and nail to keep certain communications sealed, asking for an attorney's eyes-only privilege. That move screams one thing. They're terrified of what's in those messages. If there's nothing to hide, why push so hard to keep it private? It's making everyone wonder what kind of bombshells are waiting to drop. The battle for public perception is just as fierce as the courtroom fight. Every legal filing, every carefully worded statement, is a chance to shape the narrative. Blake's team is working overtime to spin this as her standing up for herself, but the evidence is making that harder to sell. Ryan's trying to stay above the fray, but his attempts to distance himself are falling flat. And Justin? He's playing the long game, letting the facts speak for themselves. His social media has always been about personal growth and positivity, which doesn't line up with the accusations against him. That disconnect is why so many people are starting to side with him. His brand is built on being a better man, and these claims just don't fit. Let's dig into Blake's past a bit more. She's made harassment allegations before, like against a makeup artist on the set of Gossip Girl. That situation was messy too, and it never fully added up. Now, with this lawsuit, people are seeing a pattern. Blake grew up with privilege, always getting what she wanted without much struggle. That kind of background can make someone feel untouchable, like they can bend the truth to fit their story. But Hollywood's not forgiving when you get caught. The more Justin's team exposes her, the harder it is for her to keep up the act. This isn't just a lawsuit. It's a moment of truth for her. As we speak, the trial is set for March next year, but the real fight's happening right now. Every day brings new headlines, new evidence, new drama. Blake's team is pushing for a protective order to keep things confidential, but that just makes them look guiltier. If they've got nothing to hide, why all the secrecy? Meanwhile, Justin's team is ready to lay it all out there. They're not backing down, and they've got the receipts to back it up. This is the kind of case that could change careers, end friendships, and rewrite how we see these stars. It's a high-stakes game, and no one's walking away unscathed. So, what happens next? If Blake and Ryan want to avoid a trial, they'll need to do something drastic, like a full public apology. Justin's team isn't going to settle for a quiet deal or a vague statement. They want accountability, and they're not alone. The public's watching, and they're not buying the "we're sorry it got messy" excuse. Blake and Ryan tried to make Justin take the fall, even offering to write a statement for him to sign. He said no, and now they're the ones in the hot seat. If they keep fighting, discovery will bring more secrets to light, and that's a risk they might not want to take. But if they apologize, it's admitting they lied, and that's a hit to their carefully crafted images. This drama's got everything: betrayal, power plays, and Hollywood's biggest names. It's a reminder that behind the red carpets and flashing lights, there's a ruthless side to this industry. Blake wanted to be a queen, but she's learning that crowns come with a price. Ryan wanted to stay the golden boy, but he's getting dragged into the mud. And Justin? He's fighting to clear his name, and he's got a growing army of supporters. This story's far from over, and every new development pulls us deeper into the chaos. Let's talk about the bigger picture for a moment. This lawsuit isn't just about Blake, Ryan, and Justin. It's about how Hollywood deals with power and accountability. For years, The industry's been called out for protecting the powerful, letting big names slide when they cross lines. But now, with social media and public scrutiny, it's harder to hide. Justin's team releasing that footage was a bold move, showing that they're not afraid to fight back. It's a shift in how these battles are fought. No more backroom deals. It's all out in the open. And that's why this case feels so different. It's not just a legal fight. It's a test of who controls the narrative in a world where everyone's watching. Another layer to this is how it's affecting the people around Blake and Ryan. Their inner circle is crumbling under the pressure. Leslie Sloan, their longtime PR guru, is stepping back, likely realizing that staying involved could tank her own reputation. Even the New York Times, which gave Blake a platform early on, is trying to detach itself from the story. And then there's Blake's brother-in-law, Bart Johnson, who initially jumped to her defense, slamming Justin on social media. But when more details came out, he backtracked, apologizing for speaking too soon. That's the smart move, admitting you got it wrong. But others, like Brandon Sklenar, are digging in, and it's not doing them any favors. The Hollywood rumor mill is churning too. There's speculation about Blake's motives, with some saying she's always been controlling behind the scenes. People who've worked with her describe her as someone who needs to be in charge, pushing Ryan to prove himself as a power player. But now that Ryan's backing away, it's leaving Blake exposed. There's even talk about their marriage, with whispers that this lawsuit is putting strain on their relationship. Ryan's history with Scarlett Johansson keeps coming up too, with sources saying he's never fully gotten over her leaving him. It's all speculation, but it adds fuel to the fire, making this drama impossible to look away from. Let's not forget the fans in all this. They're the ones keeping this story alive, dissecting every detail like detectives. From Reddit threads to X posts, people are piecing together timelines, analyzing body language, and debating who's telling the truth. Some fans are disappointed in Blake, feeling like she's betrayed the image they loved. Others are rallying behind Justin, pointing to his consistent message of positivity as proof he's not the villain here. And Ryan? He's getting heat for trying to dodge accountability while still playing the charming good guy. The court of public opinion is brutal, and right now, it's not looking good for Blake and Ryan. As we wrap up, let's think about what this means for Hollywood moving forward. This lawsuit is a wake-up call for the industry. It's showing that even the biggest stars can't control the narrative forever. With evidence like that set footage out in the open, the truth has a way of coming out. Blake and Ryan built their careers on being likable, but this case is testing that like never before. If they lose in court, or worse, in public opinion, it could change how they're seen forever. For Justin, it's a chance to reclaim his name, but it's a risky fight. Hollywood's watching, and the outcome could set a new standard for how these disputes are handled. This story's got me hooked, and I know you're feeling it too. We've covered the accusations, the evidence, the betrayals, and the Hollywood power plays, but there's so much more to come. The trial's still a year away, but every week brings new twists. Will Blake and Ryan apologize to save face? Will Justin's team drop more bombshells? And what about those messages with Hugh Jackman? I'll be here to break it all down as it happens, so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for sticking with me through this epic dive into Hollywood's craziest drama. If you're as obsessed with this story as I am, smash that like button and subscribe so you're the first to know when new details drop. Drop a comment below. Are you Team Blake, Team Justin, or just here for the popcorn-worthy chaos? Let me know, and share this video with your friends because they need to hear about this. See you in the next one.